called, is referred to as prana. It means vital force of the body, which is a great thing to do. But we focus on our breath in yoga during doing slow movements while maintaining yoga postures. And when we focus on our breath, the control of our breathing shifts to another part of our brain called the cerebral cortex, where thoughts and emotions are bypassed. So we're not thinking while we're breathing, we're just focusing on our breathing, which allows us to relax and be more, calms us down, lowers our blood pressure, helps us relax, reduces tension in the muscles, and makes our energy more free-flowing through our body. So focusing on our breath while making movements is also going to be healthy because it's going to reduce any chance of injury. So quite a few yoga classes you'll do balance poses, and part of balancing is breathing. So if you're balancing and breathing, you're going to be able to balance better. And as we age, balance is a concern. When we live on Cape Cod, there's snow, there's ice, and every winter, I meet somebody who's fallen, and so it's really important to try to maintain our balance. So yoga can be helpful with that too. Sorry, I'm throwing yoga in a lot, but this really is a lecture about breathing. So let's talk about breathing. We do it every second of every minute of every hour of every day. And when we talk about taking time to relax and breathe, people resist. Common response is, I don't have time. Well, how often are we out driving around? We're at a stoplight. We're standing in line at the grocery store. We're, sitting in traffic somewhere. We are waiting for an appointment in a doctor's office. Or we're just maybe home washing dishes. What a perfect time to take a few deep breaths and add that relaxation to our body, Get some oxygen flowing and take some deep breaths. And so often we're like, damn it, I gotta get somewhere and go, and stupid dishes, why didn't my kids do them? And we're building ourselves up to that. But what a great thing it would be if we could be grateful to take that time to breathe. So what if you could make any waiting time breathing time? Wouldn't that be wonderful? So think of it that way when you're walking around. So of course, this type of breathing that I'm speaking about is referred to conscious breathing. So it's when you're aware of your breath, you're inhaling and you're exhaling, and you're consciously breathing. So we are going to, actually I have an excerpt to read. It's more technical language, but I thought this was kind of interesting. It's an excerpt from healthyplace.com. Discusses the science behind our breathing. So by changing our breathing, we can influence millions of biochemical reactions in our bodies, producing more relaxing substances such as endorphins and fewer anxiety-producing ones like adrenaline and higher blood acidity. When overcoming high levels of anxiety, it is important to learn the techniques of correct breathing. Many people who live with high levels of anxiety are known to breathe from their chest. So if you can picture, you're basically just short breaths through your chest. You're not involving your stomach, you're not involved any other part of your body, just your chest. So shallow breathing from the chest disrupts the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide needed to be in a relaxed state. This type of breathing will perpetuate the symptoms of anxiety. So we all know anxiety is a huge problem. I won't get into it, but it really is. So we are going to try a little practice, conscious breathing, called measured breath. You have some notes in front of you. I'm not going to, it's really tiny print, but that's a little schematic you can take home with you and practice at home. So I want everybody to sit comfortably in your chair. Maybe have a seat. You guys have seats out there? I guess you could do it standing too. And I would like you to rest your feet comfortably on the floor, and your knees are softly bent. And you relax your hands, place them in your lap or beside your thighs. And you're going to release any tension that's happening in your jaw. If you're clenching your teeth, just relax your mouth. Relax your tongue inside your mouth. Let it fall naturally. And let your eyes close, or you can come to a soft gaze if you don't want to close your eyes. Now breathe in slowly through your nose to a count of 4. Allow your stomach to expand like a balloon being inflated. And once you reach 4, pause, hold the breath for just a moment, and then release your breath through your mouth slowly and smoothly to a count of 7. The stomach muscles were relaxed, and you might even have muscles pushing back towards the spine as you exhale. Continue this pattern of breathing, inhaling to the count of 4, pausing, and then exhaling through the mouth to a count of 7. Go at your own pace, and focus your mind on nothing but your breath. Just a few more moments so that you've had at least 5 or 6 rounds of breath. Okay, so now everybody's learned about conscious breathing. So that's what you can do when you're out and about if you have spare time. As I said, that only took a minute or 2, so it's really something you can do. If you can consciously, you can do that once a day for a couple of minutes. When you wake up in the morning, before you go to bed, it's really helpful for insomnia as well. I wake up sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning and your mind's racing about what's going on. And it helps to take some deep breaths and focus on your breathing, because then those thoughts just magically go away. Was anyone thinking while they were breathing? Probably not, because you were focusing just on that inhale and exhale. So if you attend a yoga or meditation class, you might be introduced to other forms of breathing. There's a lot of different kinds, a couple more on that schematic that I gave you, so you can feel free to practice that at home. Another thing that I just wanted to mention about relaxation and a way to reduce stress and relaxation in our lives is to turn our negative thoughts into positive ones. So when our brains create neurological pathways when we think certain thoughts. So if we go around thinking like, gosh, anybody have a common negative thought that rolls through their mind? Throw one out there. What is it? Oh yeah, that's President stinks. President's awful. Not everybody's going to agree with me, but let's just use that as an example. So that's a negative thought that recurs over and over in our brain, and as we think that, it goes in there and goes in there, and it affects our body. So if we can somehow turn these thoughts into a positive one, that particular thought you could maybe change into, this is a temporary situation, our president is temporary, or our political situation right now is not good, but it will get better. Something positive that you can take out of it. So a few examples of some negative and positive comments to turn around. So I get so stressed out when I have to speak in front of people. That's true for me. But I'm open to meeting people and having a new experience. So at least I can look at it that way. I don't feel well. Instead of that, you could say, I am healthy and strong. And somehow your brain, if you keep saying these words to yourself, your brain will recognize that that's the true part and not the part where you're just not feeling well. Because you can wake up every day and say, I'm not feeling well, but you can wake up every day and choose what you say to your brain, which is, I feel healthy, strong, or I am healthy and strong, and create that in your body. Okay, so one last thing I'm going to talk about to lessen stress and anxieties is to connect through our senses to calm our mind. So think about how we're taking in information to our brain. It's always through a screen for the most part. We have a cell phone, we have laptops, we've got television, we've got screens all around us that is feeding us the information. So basically we're getting our information to our brain through a glass object. So instead of experiencing life that way, it's great to get out and explore all the different senses. So ways to do that, the sense of taste, for example. You've probably all heard about mindful eating. There's a lot of information right now about mindfulness and mindful eating, but take time to eat your food and enjoy it. It's going to be healthier for your body. It's going to help you enjoy it more, and especially if you have loved ones around you to enjoy it rather than sitting in front of the TV watching something and eating. Just be conscious of every single bite you take. And I recommend, I should have brought raisins or whatever, but take a raisin sometime, put it in your mouth, and just slowly just let it dissolve, and you can make it last for quite some time, about 5 minutes or so you can make that raisin last. So think of the weight could be lost because you're eating less, because you're taking longer to eat, because you're eating mindfully. One way to look at it. Sense of smell. Stop and smell the flowers. My goodness, I was just looking out the window over here, beautiful lilac bush. Love lilacs. So I pull over the side of the road and pick a lilac, and people probably think I'm crazy, but I just enjoy, taking in sense of smell. We have just odors all around us. Of course, not all good, but there's fresh air, the ocean, there's different herbs, essential oils, I'm sure you can get from Wade, like lavender and peppermint and lemon that are soothing and relaxing and invigorating, so all different types of things like that. And the next sense would be touch. So think about, like, when we take a shower, the water, how it feels in our body. A massage. Centerville Yoga has massage services. You can come get a massage. You feel great when someone touches you. Just the power of touch is amazing for our health and our heart and just everyday life. I remember both of my parents had passed away, but when my dad passed away about 30 years ago, I remember going to the hospital and visiting him, and he was really quiet, and we were quiet together, but because he really wasn't feeling well. But I said, "You want me to rub your feet?" And I tell you, he just loved it. It was a way for us to connect, which wasn't verbal, but it really was a connection. I will never ever forget it, and I'm sure he took it to the day he died. And my mother the same way. She passed away 5 years ago at 94, very healthy woman. And same thing, I would go to visit her and rub her feet, rub her shoulders, rub her scalp. Just the power of touch is amazing, so don't be afraid to reach out and touch somebody. Really a great thing to do. So power of touch. So yeah, walking barefoot on the grass or on the beach. Like, consider when you're going to the beach, a lot of people wear sandals and it's like, oh, it's too hot, it's too sandy, it's too this, it's too that. Well, take time to just notice what it feels like and how lucky we are to live in a place where we can put our feet in the sand. Not everybody can do that. Sound. So calming music, ocean waves, sounds like birds and crickets chirping, and rainfall even. So yeah, ocean waves, once again, get to the ocean and just listen to those ocean waves and appreciate that. And you can see them as well. So the last one is sight, of course. So enjoy the soothing colors of nature, the flowers that are blooming, the trees that are out there, the sky, the clouds, the moon, the stars, just so beautiful. I don't know if you guys saw the moon a couple nights ago, and just ongoing. It's just beautiful just to get out there and just take it in. So such a small part of this universe. So yeah, connect with the real world. Touch it, sniff it, taste it, hear it, see it, and breathe it in. And I'm going to do one last thing, and that's going to be a yoga position. All right, so let's do, I don't have a chair, but we're going to do just one chair yoga exercise and then one standing posture, okay? So, that's all right. Yeah, I suppose. Watch me. I am a certified yoga teacher, but I don't teach because I have such a wonderful staff teaching for me. I do want to say that, I'll tell you after this exercise. All right, so you're sitting in your chair, and you may not be able to reach out to the side, but you can reach out in front. Take your right arm and lift it above your head, and reach it back behind you, and put it on the back of your chair. Rest your palm on the back of your chair. Hopefully that's comfortable for everybody. And you're going to take your left hand, and you're going to rest it on the outside of your right knee. Now, you're going to deeply inhale. As you inhale, you're going to straighten your spine. As you exhale, you're going to turn slightly, so you're just giving yourself a gentle twist to your right. This is a great posture for digestion, circulation, all kinds of good stuff. And this is called a twisting pose. Okay, so we're going to come out of that pose after a couple breaths. I hope you're all breathing. I forgot to remind you to breathe. Come out of that pose and come to the other side. So left hand will go behind the chair, right hand will go on the outside of the left knee. And again, spine is straight, crown of your head is reaching towards the ceiling, and take 2 deep breaths right here. Normally a yoga pose is held for about 20 to 30 seconds, so this is about average for a class time. Alright, and arms up, you can come out of that pose. And now I'd like you all to stand up. It won't be too hard, no balance. jumping, running, anything like that. So, once again, arms out in front, and clasp your hands together, like a Charlie's Angel type of pose, like this. And you're going to breathe, inhale, and you're going to exhale to your right, and bend over. So, you're reaching, and you're bending. But you're not, the important part is that you're reaching over. And you're going to inhale, come up, and exhale over to the other side, and hold. And again, deep inhale, exhale, and then you can come up again. Okay, that's it. And in closing, I just want to mention that Centerville Library has a free yoga class here on every other Tuesday, every other Thursday from 12 o'clock to 1. Tomorrow is one of the days they have it. And it's taught by Bettina Brown. She's one of my yoga teachers at my studio. She's wonderful. I'm sure a couple of you could attest to that. She leads a lovely, gentle class. And she also teaches yoga, chair yoga at the center. So you'll do moves like we had in the chair. And that's Tuesdays at 1 o'clock at Centerville Yoga. So Centerville Library, 12 to 1 here, free class. Centerville Yoga has a chair class.
First Thursday, first and third.
So it must be, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow the 3rd Thursday?
Yeah.
I think it is first and third, but it's every other week, so it could change. So, and I'm sure the library has some information on their website.
You just walk in now, or you have to
Yeah.
come back to
You can walk in, it's held down here somewhere, not this room, but it's one of these rooms down here. Yeah, you can just ask at the desk when you arrive. So make sure you arrive on time, bring your own mat. I'm gonna donate some mats, probably maybe tomorrow, so Bill will be mats here, but I think most people do bring a mat.
Well, thank you.